I clicked back in and accidentally hit. I guess a new game. Sorry, I had a stomachache and I don't got food. Oh, anxiety mood, man. Probably the stomachache. Weren't you in the middle of some stuff? Gotcha. I don't know what to tell you then. What kind of vibe are you thinking? Maybe we can figure something out. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of having that feel myself. But I have a bazillion PNs to read. It's like I could start SMT5, but honestly, I wouldn't mind just something short, gamey. I have stuff like that, I guess. What I should do is when I'm not streaming, but I'm watching shit or something, for whatever reason, I should really play some game I don't care about streaming that much. Like this Go Mecha Ball game or something. Get it out of the system. Something I don't think I would end up, talking about it wouldn't be a huge deal. Could do a comfy one. Fall back in on Banjo, that kind of shit. But I'd rather get more stuff done. Not that I'm not enjoying these, but just a little itch I like to scratch. Four Swords doesn't quite scratch that itch, it's a little different. Our AC unit, which is housed above my brother's ceiling, it's been dripping water today. And I feel like, we've got a pan there or whatever, but I feel like that's probably not supposed to be that way. It's really humid out, but I have to call up the maintenance. I don't want like mold or something growing. When you get mold up in something like that, it probably gets in your system and shit. And that makes you sick. These AC systems just suck. It's super humid hot.
Nah, なんで電話が繋がらねえんだよ。くそ、119番もダメだ。これじゃ救急車呼べねえよ。
I plan on doing Spirit Tracks at some point. That one's a little longer. There's a lot actually coming out next month, but I don't know. I don't really have the money. We'll see. I don't know, we'll see how good it is. Whew. Okay, I'm chilling. Mindless and video game. Phenotopia is great. Very video gamey. Mindless. I mean, you don't need to write notes or anything. You gotta become an Explore Chad though. For sure. But game good. Yeah, some people get turned off by the combat because it's like, I guess, more methodical. You kind of have to like charge up bits and walk around and stuff. I had zero problems with that. And I found that the way the movement and fighting worked, if it wasn't that way, the exploration wouldn't be as good as it is. It's very important, the movement. So. Yeah, I don't think it has like a steep learning curve or anything. It just doesn't. I mean, it's not gonna just like hold your hand. I mean, it's not La Milan or nothing. I mean, it's chill. Yeah. Pretty long too. It's cool. I mean, definitely should play it.
Shacho!
二人とも無事だったか。心配したぞ。
社長も無事でよかったです。
もういいんじゃん。
あと、インコも。
わしはな、ちょうどタクシーで、それから君らを探す。光彦は
行方不明ですよ。
わしも何度も電話してみたが、それよりお台場が崩壊したとかなんとかっちゅうニュース。まったく何をわけのわからんことを言っとるのかっちゅう気がするが。
デマでしょ。電子機器が使えなくてそれにしても
電子機器が使えなくてか。しかしのわしらは今普通に
Fucking that. Bye. Not that I don't plan on responding to shit. No need to the minute it happens.
なんで去年太陽嵐が東京を襲った時に
どうもわしは気味が悪くてな。狐につままれたような気分じゃ。それとな、さっき色どうもおかしい。
おかしいって
まあ見てみ。
うわ、なんだこれ。
Literal war zone. Is that what it really looks like, or the opposite? Mouse isn't the word I was looking for, but more that I haven't been in the mood for something that's just pure focusing and soaking in the atmosphere. Right, yeah, you gotta be in the mood. I mean, I think those are really good, so it would be a shame to miss out on them just because you're not in the mood. I've been there a bunch of times. That's why it's important to me to just kind of play stuff when I feel it. That's why I kind of want to get the itch scratched. Doesn't affect these at all. I don't know. Yeah, just something you can play and take a little break, or kind of just have something that's just focused on just some fun, maybe, instead of like an emotion or story or something. Nothing extreme, maybe. I don't think Phenotopia is extreme in any way. It's not like super hard or super like emotionally gripping or anything. Just kind of fun exploration game. What if Zelda 2 but not shit? Pretty much it. I mean, I like Zelda 2, but I mean that is what it is though. It's What if Zelda 2 but good and modern. Like I said, I like Zelda 2 more than I thought I would, but it's a particular taste that I don't think most people be into. I feel like Phenotopia is definitely more a rounded thing. Right, that's kind of what I mean. It's 87, so I mean it's obviously got some weird growing pains, but I like it. I think what I like about a lot of games of that era is just how slimmed down they are. It's like Dragon Quest 1, it's just fucking just slimmed down, just no bullshit. You get a level up, it's big, there's not like too many areas, too many systems. Like most things you're doing are important. It's kind of like Zelda 2. It's like, you know, I'm going to this place. There's probably going to be something there. I'm going to clear this place and there's a dungeon boss. And it's like, you know, it's going to be a 10-20 hour max. You know, it's like, I think Zelda 2 was like, well, less than 10 hours. Like, you know, no bullshit kind of game. Now, if Zelda 2 restarted you from the middle, even when you died in the final dungeon, I'd probably have more of an issue. But you get a checkpoint in the dungeon and that helps a lot. When I talk to air. This is me when I talk to air. FF1's comfy too. I mean, they're cut from the same cloth. FF1 goes a little harder than, say, Dragon Quest. You get a little bit more. Well, okay, no. Dragon Quest, you need to write notes. Final Fantasy, you don't. Final Fantasy goes harder in that it has more key item mechanics, slightly longer job system. Dragon Quest 1 is literally just one character, no bullshit, just exploring. Level ups are huge, like. And it's over in like less than like 10-15 hours. Like just pure video game. That's why I consider Dragon Quest 1 one of my favorites. It's just like they just don't. Indies will make stuff like that, but just pure RPG. It's interesting how far we are from just like a pure RPG like that, right? That's why I recommend stuff like Ys. Because like you get meaningful upgrades that feel good and a good pace, and you know nowadays it's like, you know, I think stuff like Dragon Quest 11 is like amazing, but like not amazing, but like really good. I consider that top 3 as well. In Dragon Quest, but it's like it's a 150-hour game. Like, you know, the hits come a little slower. It's a little different how it goes about it. So there's something just appealing about that old style. FF1's like that to a certain extent. Seeing like proto job systems too is really neat. Yeah, I mean, Dragon Quest 11's awesome. It's great. Like, if you just like have to play one of them, I mean, I would recommend 11. I'd recommend trying 1 as well, the SNES version maybe. And then maybe you could dip around with some of the other highlights, but it's long. Yeah. If you're gonna do everything, it's long. I think 8. Where's my Dragon Quest tier list? I need to remember my own opinions, bros. 8's always considered like one of the god ones, but I thought 8 was insanely overrated. If I remember correctly. Problem is I mix up some of these. Now, I did play 8 on the PS2, so a lot of the quality of life is different, but you do get the better soundtrack and full, like, large screen kind of stuff. I don't think it's bad, I just don't think it's anywhere near, like, the top. The animations, the exploration, I find to be really annoying. Obviously, in the PS2 version especially, so many of the systems are just time consuming for no reason. How empty the map is, stuff like that. I find it a big problem. I think they remedy a lot of that in the 3DS version, but you also lose a little something there in fidelity and music and all that stuff. Where is my stuff at? I want to become a person who plays Mystic Quest as their first Final Fantasy. Mystic Quest is just the first mana game, right? You know, I've not really dipped into mana enough. I played a little bit of Sword of Mana, well, a lot of Sword of Mana when I was young on GBA. It didn't really stick with me. And then I played Trials of Mana, the remake, which I didn't like. And I'm just like, I'll get to some of the second Densetsu bullshit. Maybe do co-op, but I don't know. I'm definitely not popping off. Where are my tier lists, dude? Yeah, it just seems chill for sure. I don't think it's gonna be a bad time, but I just personally have not been like damn, I really need to get moving on it. Just by knowing about it forever. Tier lists. Dragon Quest 2022. Wait, what is this? It's my whole Dragon Quest has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Oh, I guess it is. Is it? Is this mine? Or is it somebody else? Should be mine. I saved it. It just looks so low res. I'm like, is this somebody else's? Okay, this should be all the ones I played. No, I think 9's got one of the worst main story run-throughs. I think 9 has some novelty in that it's got the pseudo online stuff. So there's an appeal there, but I mean that online's dead and gone. So when you just play it as like a normal RPG, it's not only one of their shorter campaigns, but just kind of dull. I mean, the story doesn't do much. Gameplay is all job stuff, which is cute, but nothing you haven't really seen before. It's just not a very exciting... It's just, I mean, it's not like Rancid, but it's just none of the... it's just like it's a game that's kind of made for this like end game grind, like multiplayer. And while that's cute, I don't find it appealing enough. And obviously, since it's inaccessible, that's a big problem. I think it's one of his best soundtracks. I think, and I get tired of some of his music. Dragon Quest IX battle music. There's things I like in it. Listen. I think when he's not orchestral, he actually tries to do cool shit. But when he's full orchestral, he's super boring. Like his whole symphonic, like, bullshit. I think Dragon Quest II is torturous. It's them trying to do Dragon Quest 1, but having way too much scope for the systems that that game had. Where 3 dials it back, focuses in on like more characters, more interesting areas, a more episodic kind of like exploration that better pads out the game. Where it's like Dragon Quest 2 is just like we doubled or tripled Dragon Quest 1, and it's like just a fucking nightmare. I played the 3DS version of 7. This is just somebody's tier list I picked through. Yeah, 7 from what I understand is like insanely long on PS1, and it's insanely long on 3DS. But I've heard it's like laughably long. So listening to play DQ9 Online and Bet 6. I don't think any of the Dragon Quest games are like super far below the others. I'd say the general quality level's pretty close. I think stuff like Builders 2, the first one, 11, definitely are a cut above in a way. But, I don't think there's any that are like just truly fucked. If you don't like Dragon Quest, you're not gonna like any of them except maybe Builders. But yeah. Yeah, 8 was pretty low for me. That one, I liked that they were going for almost a real-sized world, but it just doesn't work for me. It's empty, it's boring, the animations and everything and the combat are atrociously long. The RNG leveling with, not RNG, where you can't even plan your builds ahead. It's just pure guesswork as to what's going to happen when you level up each weapon. Like the hour-long waits for crafting, nothing to find, very just kind of like basic story, which isn't a huge deal, but it's not a short game, right? Just something. I like the cast, but I don't know. The music's kind of neat. Yeah, see, I played the PS2 one. Yeah, so the thing with the PS2 one is all of these like long waits and all this time bullshit aren't gonna hurt as much on the 3DS. The equipment system, I think you can find out what you're gonna actually make from stuff without having to guess and shit like that. You lose out on better visuals, some of the voice acting, the music on the 3DS, but you get a lot of quality of life. It doesn't fix the map being kind of dull, but at least speeds up everything else, where I guess it helps probably with pacing and shit. But the thing is, people talk up the Dragon Quest 8 before the 3DS version came out. I don't know. Maybe it was just really unique for... it was one of the first like Western Dragon Quest that I think people got into. But maybe there's like a uniqueness to it for people, but coming from somebody, myself, who played them all in order outside the Builders games over like 3 years, yeah, it hit pretty low. Interesting enough, most of the 4 trilogies, kind of whatever. 5's definitely on PS2 the best of them, but I don't know. Dragon Quest is always like a mid-tier, like fast food to me. It's like it's comfy, it's fine, but like none of them really are like. I'm not like popping off ever for, except maybe Dragon Quest Builders 2. Like, you know, they're cool. And what I respect about Dragon Quest is that they take a formula and they just polish the fuck out of it. Like, Dragon Quest XI is not wildly different from Dragon Quest 1. But it's like it still has the same soul. It's just like it just takes that to its zenith, right? Which is why they're talking about trying to change the formula, because it's like there's just certain points like where do you kind of go, right? I mean, it's enough for probably Dragon Quest fans to just have a new entry every now and then. So I respect that about it. Yeah, I've talked about Pokemon. I mentioned that a lot. I think Dragon Quest is an example of a series that stays true to its roots and still puts out products that are actually worth their existence, right? While, you know, being, you know, still slaves to tradition, but still trying to do something within that. Where with like Pokemon, it's like they stayed a tradition without really upgrading it, and they don't keep the soul while still upgrading it and changing what they can, and they don't have like a vision or anything. I feel like Dragon Quest still actually tries to put out something. They pretty much walk the same path as Pokemon, but actually do it correctly. But at the end of the day, I think they're very comfy. They're very easy to just like knock out a few of them. But I don't consider, except maybe 11, 1, to be really like godly RPGs. And even then, maybe 11. Like, I think Dragon Quest Builders 2 is like better than all of them by a good bit. That's a totally different genre. I just think I wouldn't say there's a power gap, I guess, but despite those being on the same tier for me, I would say I like it a chunk better than 11. But. Yeah. And I played the SNES versions of 1, 2, and 3. The phone version of 4, because it had the party chats, which I barely listened to. The PS2 version of 5. The DS version of 6. 3DS of 7. PS2 of 8. Obviously DS of 9, it never got it. It was the only one that's not gotten a remake. And then the I don't remember the Echo's S version of, I think it was on Game Pass, of 11. Which has slightly worse visuals, but you get the whole 2D version and shit. Yeah, I mean, it was respectable. They went for it. It's just, yeah. At the end of the day, it's like, it's a cool novelty addition to it, but within, like, you're just working with, like, a lesser game in general. So it's like, the multiplayer helps, but, I mean, the core is still kind of just weak, so. Like, I don't think my opinion of it would be way higher if I gotta run through some randomized fucking, like, 104 dungeons with some, like, random loot at the end of it with some buddies. Like, it might help a little bit, but... And it was definitely a big focus, but... Most of the interesting stuff is still gonna be story, if you're not just wanting to grind.
医療にアップされた崩壊画像がデマな。マスコミがこれを本物だと信じてヒステリックに報道しちゃってるぜ。まさかこれもプロパガンダ。他の場所はどんなじゃ。
東京にはロボットが多いの。今日は特に強く感じた。この街はロボットだらけじゃ。
I don't hate any Dragon Quest game though. I definitely I mean, 2 is the most annoying. Its last third is super a pain in the ass. It's just sailing with like insanely high encounter rates with like long run backs pretty much constantly. They just didn't expand on 1 very well. That's why they kind of reinvented a little bit with 3. Yeah, I guess point is, yeah, Final Fantasy 1's worth giving a go. It's a fun time. I played the PSP version and it's pretty comfy. Got cool little music, nice visuals. They cut down on some of the goofy encounter rates and shit. I mean, is it like the primo FF game? Probably not. But it's interesting. It's fun. I think FF4 is what really kickstarts what Final Fantasy ends up being. More story heavy, set pieces, the variety. I mean, I think FF1 and 3 really kind of like hash out that job systems are important in Final Fantasy. But job systems have never been a staple in Final Fantasy. They're just incorporated in like, you know, stuff like 5 and 12 and tactics and all that shit. Like, despite the first game having no main character, it's just pick your dudes. That's not really what all the games are about. Did I ever do a Final Fantasy tier list? I feel like I would have, but you know, maybe not. There's just so many I've played. No, not yet. I have a Yakuza tier list. What was my Yakuza tier list? Maybe. This has not been updated for the newest one. I need to remake some of these. Oh no, it is Lost Judgment's on here. I think I did it right after that. But... Binary Domain. The only Yakuza games that aren't like old versions that I haven't actually played are the 2 Black Panthers, Dead Souls, Kenzan, because I don't even think it has a English release. I guess there's some DLC with Lost Judgment. And I don't really consider like Streets of Kamurocho, which I could play in an hour. I haven't installed any. Yeah, like the pseudo MMO gacha. It's been a bit since I looked at. Finish Kino. I should do a Final Fantasy one. I mean, there's a bunch of other Final Fantasy games to play. I guess that's why I haven't. You're never gonna finish all the Final Fantasies. I could at least do mainline, excluding 11. OG2. I still consider Kiwami 2 to be pretty good. On merits that I feel like are shared between the OG and that, but yeah, I get the complaints.
またロボットたちが暴走。
Yeah, that's kind of like my thing. I think 2 is still like what, 3rd, 4th on my list. Kiwami 2, that's like, I mean, honestly, after 8, I almost feel like 7 should be somewhere else. I don't want it to affect my thoughts on it. I think I've said this when I was making this too. Yeah, Majima Saga is pretty key now. Yeah, like I enjoy the fan service. Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't think Majima really gets anything super awesome ever again. I mean, he's a big part of like other games, but the Zero stuff is really his. That's his like defining game. Like he's paid lip service and fan service plenty, but it's like he's not really like, you know, that center stage ever again. I feel like it's always just like one of these, right? You're like, what? It's Majima. You know, it's like that's kind of like most of the cast role. He's the godly part of the game, yeah, for sure. And to the point where if you play Zero first, you're like, damn, Majima must be like everywhere, right? I mean, LOL, because there's Majima everywhere in the first game, but like, he's really not. And he's a very different character in the later games. I mean, he's super important, but like, you know, you're not like playing Majima ever again or anything like that. It's spoilers. Like he's not like a main character ever. He's just like an important guy in a lot of stories. Yeah, he's just the crazy guy. And I mean, in the first game, he only really appears a few times as the crazy guy in the steamroller or the tractor or whatever. You know, he's not in any side stuff until Kiwami. He takes on more of like a mentor, like trustworthy kind of member within the Tojo clan kind of role, I feel like, for most of the series, despite not really wanting to do it, and that's kind of where a lot of his drama comes from. Like the guy who's supposed to help Daigo. That's your watermelon. Kamurocho Hills, yeah, he's got his thing going on there. I mean, I hate the Kiwami too, Majima construction shit. I think it's rancid. I mean, that he does Kamurocho Hills is still part of the story, regardless of the side content in that, but fucking hell, man. Is that one of the worst minigames? It's like, what if we did Warcraft 3 hero shit, but it was really bad, and used Yakuza 6's minigame as the fucking, like, foundation, which is also shit, like Clan Creator. Dude, I'm so tired of Yakuza games doing gotcha bullshit for one of the major minigames. It gets so fucking old. Like, I don't want to collect fucking dudes' jock straps or whatever. It's like SSRs and do Pokemon and fucking Clan Creators and shit and sell it all as DLC. Just fuck that shit.
立体駐車場も出入り口でロボットが封鎖しとったから誰も車を出せなくなった。レインボーブリッジの入り口も同じじゃ。
Yeah, Cabaret is really fun, but and I did do the run back, but that was enough for me for sure. It's just them kind of putting it in because it's like it went over really well in Zero. It's cheap to throw it in again. I mean, they do follow up on the story of Cabaret and 2 in 8 and some of the other games. So I mean, it's worth kind of knowing the characters, but Yeah, 2 Kiwami is pretty much just taking other systems and trying to like recontextualize them slightly to make like add like 40 hours worth of new mini games. Where they didn't really make anything that's fresh from the beginning for it.
まるでロボットたちの少しそっとし単なる考えすぎじゃろ。
母音出せ母音。
Show me the boings.
それより
グランドオベリスクだそうですよ。
あれは本物なのか。
幻とか蜃気楼のようには見えないです。
But I mean, most of the actual Yakuza series until 5, like if you go for the originals until 5, have like barely any mini games. I mean, they have a lot for their time. Like, oh, there's like one arcade game and it's original. Whoa, that's crazy. Like, oh, there's like mahjong or poker. It's like, whoa, that's crazy. Until 5, they don't really don't go crazy on mini games, right? And then 0, and then they do the remakes and start adding more. Now it's a huge part of them. Yeah, I didn't do it in 3 and 4. It was so boring. I was like, I'm good. I've already done a full Sonic the Fighters playthrough when I played Lost Judgment. I'm sorry. It already happened. Yeah, just the DLC. Lost Judgment was mid-tier for me. No, you're good. Yeah, I didn't do Kaido Files because I'd have to pay for it. I can't rent it. Kaido Files supposed to be good though. I think Lost Judgment has a really cool breadth of side content, but man, the story is kind of. I really wish they would like focus in on different kinds of stories with Judgment. Even the first one starts getting a little too much into like conspiratorial bullshit, but Lost Judgment's kind of so an ass a bit. But the like school club, teacher side content's pretty cool. I haven't played Shenmue. I was going to play Shenmue 1 and 2 before 3, and then he released 3 and left it on a cliffhanger again and didn't do anything to advance the story hardly, so I was like, man, that kind of took the wind out of my sails, but I'd like to play 1 and 2 still. And then get annoyed by 3. But it'd be nice to see the proto Yakuza. Yeah, I mean, you get how many years from like Shenmue 2 to 3, and it's like, oh, the miracle that the 3rd one comes out. And then he fucking tries to milk it story-wise. I was like, come on, man. Like I said, I didn't even want to fucking end up playing it because of that, but I'd like to just for the legacy, and it'd just be kind of neat. Just forklift racing and all that. Yeah, I'm sure they're a good time still.
結構距離ありそうですけどね。
But yeah, I don't have many Yakuza games to play still. People seem to like the Black Panther games, but it might just be because it's got a very niche, like Yakuza centric crowd who would play a PSP fan translated spin-off Yakuza game. I mean, as long as they're passable, I imagine people will probably pop off about them. Kind of like Japanese only VN people. There's a certain crowd or elitism possibly there that kind of tilts a certain way a little bit, unless it's like laughably bad. I don't know if they'll ever do a Kenzin remake. I hope so, even though I didn't like Ishin much. But I'd like to play that. I think it has stuff about prostitution of minors, I think, in it. So that's one of the reasons they haven't messed with it. Also, it just probably not being as good. I think they went on record saying that was one of the reasons. They'd have to change a lot of the story. But he plays like Miyamoto Musashi, which is kind of interesting. So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it anyways. But yeah, I think there's fan translations, but it might actually be like those YouTube ones. So we'll see. Yeah, well, that's the thing is it came out before 3 or right after 3, so it's like it's probably shit. I mean, it's probably not good. Like, it's probably really janky and the story is probably whatever, but it's like I'd still like to try it. Is Fist of the North Star on this list? Oh, it is. Fist of the North Star is pretty based. It's in my top 6. Oh, really? Akira Kazumano's game? I thought he was fucking Musashi. Lost Paradise has like grinding problems and stuff, but it's just like a soulful, fun game. It brings back Cabaret. But all you do is beat the shit out of people who heckle the girls. And that's the Cabaret minigame. You just fuck up like psychos. It's pretty good. It's like way more about violence than it is like cabaret management. Like a bodyguard.
Shacho, しばらくちょっと周囲を見てきます。
そうか。気をつけてな。
アキちゃん、すぐ戻るから社長とここで待っててね。
カイ。
ほんとすぐ戻るから大丈夫だって。
お姉ちゃんが。
Yeah. I'll be fine to take a nice long break from Yakuza though. I've definitely got the Yakuza-itis, but I think they also have a problem, especially by 8, of needing to reinvent the wheel a little bit more. They did with 7 to a certain extent with the core combat, but I don't think they execute well enough to justify it.
消えちゃった。
Although I feel like if 8 had a good story, I maybe be more okay with it. One of the shittier Yakuza stories. Until I play Dead Souls, I'm sure. Yeah, I don't expect it to be good. It was a cash-in on the Zombie Craze game. I'm probably just gonna bust through the main story. I don't even know. I mean, how long is it even? I mean, I'll try some side stuff, but I doubt there's much. Yeah, people say it's like main story plus side is like 30, so it's a pretty short Yakuza. Could be even less if I just go main story. Ryoji's in it for some reason. I don't know what timeline this is. Oh, I lied. Okay, you do play Majima again in this. I think it's Goro. It's Majima, Ryuji. It looks like Akiyama, maybe, or some original. And then Kiryu. It looks fucked. But it is kind of funny. I think he's on the cover, but the description didn't mention him. But he's got guns on the cover. Unless he's like typical Akiyama, where he's like just there as a side guy after 5, but who knows? There needs to just be an Akiyama game. You could totally have like a Akiyama stories like Gaiden type of thing. They even kind of, in my opinion, in 8 sort of set up for one. Because he's kind of got a mysterious where's he been kind of thing going on. But his Kino outfit, which one? I mean, just his suit or his black suit or... Oh, dude, that one's... that shit's fucking based, man. Yeah, that's great. Maybe it's time to play 5, Sam. Mindless Yakuza time. You can get lost in the mountains and hunt deer for 10 hours. What's more mindless than that? Oh, cool. Yeah, as soon as that story starts, I just sit in the fucking mountains for 10 plus hours. Come out, what year is it? And then continue the story. It truly is God ordained. Nice. Yeah, I was gonna say, you might be able to play 6 before Goda does then. He is a man of mystery, you never know when he's gonna strike. Into the Goda watching this fall in years. No bully. Still not having played 6. It'll happen sooner than later. He's gotta get to judgment, so. He's been on the mystery dungeon grind set. I watched a bit. Pretty Chad shit. Need to play those. 5 years ago, yeah, I'm doing it. It all happens eventually. Unless I die. Yeah, I mean, that was always my thing as I watched it. So it's like, it was always kind of lower on the totem pole because it's like, I could just play something I have no experience in. Right? If it wasn't for Anonymous Code, I really probably wouldn't play it. But it's been entertaining so far. I mean, we'll get back to it after Robotics notes, probably. Look, it depends on the quality of the thing, how special it is and all that. I mean, with Steins Gate, it's just been, I mean, almost 15 years, right? Or whatever.
秋が目を覚まさなかったなら、私はありがとう。私はあなたのことが大好きよ。
That I still remember anything of it, despite only seeing it the one time. That kind of speaks to the quality of it a bit, but yeah, there's some stuff I'll play and then just immediately kind of forget about. I mean, you gotta think of it, it's like, you know, if I'm streaming most hours of the day, it's like nobody remembers all of their days, right? I spend most of my time streaming, it just makes sense I would remember everything. Jessica? Well, their names aren't Japanese, that helps. I'm not good with Japanese names. I usually just go for descriptions on a lot of characters. They're just like what they look like or what they do to me sometimes.
うちもお姉ちゃんのこと。
Battler's dad, Rudolph.
秋は何をやっても平凡止まりなのよ。秋、
Why would she say
大
that?
きくなったわね。
Why does she flash back into these moments where she's clearly like mind bug?
秋、ロケットの打ち上げはまだ？
I love flashbacks to stuff that happened 5 seconds ago. I mean, this doesn't do that really, but I mean a little bit, but there's some works, can't remember off the top of my head, that fucking love to do this. Just chain flashbacks of shit that just happened that you've already seen. Danganronpa, yeah. Cold Steel does this. Based. I know they do the one where they remind you about the mysterious extra person 1,000 times where she's whispering in his ear. That one gets fucking like... Is that the body one or... Which one? Where it's like they're constantly flashbacking to that. I mean, there's games like Abyss of the Sacrifice, which 90% of the story is told in like small flashbacks, but that's a little different. Like stuff you've seen, and then they flash back to remind you, to try to like stir back up memories and like that. Yeah, I can't remember how many times they flash back to that. It's like with Apollo Justice, where they flash back to the opera thing like 1,000 fucking times.
わかんない。
They keep showing that fucking evidence and shit over and over and over. It's like, holy fuck, I got it. The video. They're really proud of that video, man. They had to play it a lot. Oh, I doubt her sister feels that way at all. She's probably just in too deep or disillusioned by some cynical something. We get it. Let's just go. When you got to which scene? The Apollo Justice one? Or the Danganronpa one? Okay. I didn't know if they just would spam it at any point that fit in any VM. enough sob story with her. I know she's like obsessed, but I wanna see what's going on next. Let's take another step, please. Baka mitai.
本当にバカみたいだよ。
Any Kiryu pointing. Yeah, I love when John Yakuza said Baka mitai and then disappeared into the skibbity toilet. And then the clown girl popped her tits. Oh wait, no, they don't even show that usually, right? They just talk about Classy, is that what it is? Is Classy old school now? Is that outdated Zoomer tech? Did we ever even play the game? Jesus. Hold on guys, one sec. I'm on a mewing streak right now. No interruptions. Kuze game? A young Kuze game would be cool. I love the ironic, like flying in a Zoomer meme bullshit. Fucking Sam just like funny. Kiryu one.
Kai, 早く帰ってきて。
A young Kazuma game? They could. But I mean, they'll just reuse Kiryu more. The thing is, while that would be interesting, Kazuma's been gone for a long time. I feel like they might want to keep somebody on who's a little bit more fresh. Like I said, like an Akiyama game would probably sell more. I'd be down for a completely different time period game for sure though. You've got plenty of room to do it. I mean, they've kind of like delved into some of his story throughout all their games. It always seems to pop up, but he still has plenty of room to do his own deal. Yeah, guns.
動くな。君か。怪我してたんだね。
瀬宮が派手にやらかしてくれたおかげだから、そんなもの構えなくていい。元から君に危害を加える。
Be an interesting bait and switch though that this guy ends up being a good guy. Despite looking like typical bad man. I hope it actually ends up that way.
安全装置をしておけ。暴発しても知らないぞ。
But who knows?
救急車は来ないから怪我の治療はできない。
He's like, hey man, put the safety on, you fucking amateur. He just lets him have the gun too. He's like, hey man, come on now.
気にしなくていい。一応応急処置は自分でした。
Damn, he's good. My dude did a Rambo 3 on himself here.
沈黙の兵器、魔法の正体という。
どういう意味？
君は種子島に住んでるんだろう。それならわかるはずだ。
なんでネット上でもまだ特定されてないはずなのに。
君についてはロボワンで初めて見た時からずっと監視を。
何のために？
被験者の追加調査といったところだ。
俺が被験者だ。あんた、
私は何もしていない。
じゃあ
電磁波照射だ。
Electromagnetic radiation.
は？
君は電磁波照射実験に巻き込まれたことがある。その
アネモネ号。
その時に使われたものと同じだ。この会場内にいくつも仕掛けられ、おそらくここだけではない。お台場のあちこちに密かに設置。
またちょっと何いきなりさらっとすごいことばっか。電磁波照射実験ってなんだよ。それで何が起きるんだよ。お台場にいっぱいあるって何がどうなって。
MF Doom. What I don't remember.
魔法だよ。君は見ていないのか？海から生えたあの巨大な塔。
グランドオベリスクのこと。
お台場にいる人間は惑わされるな。あれは幻影だ。
Okay, this is what I thought. That their eyes have been tricked.
むしろそう思わなかったことが不思議だな。私、あの規模の建物、ほんの数時間で建てた
だけど
そのための装置だ。
電磁波を照射して集団に幻覚を見せる装置。でもアネモネ号じゃ俺は幻覚なんて見てない。それどころか変な細い。
Oh yeah, we were talking about supermassive games. Dude, they've got their casting of Dr. Stone or whatever coming out in like, or whatever the fuck, in like 3 weeks, I think. Not Dr. Stone, it's something else. The Dead by Daylight one. More dog shit Kino. I'm hoping. More slot mode. Yeah, I'm gonna watch it for sure. I don't even know if you can. It's probably PC only or something, so I doubt I'd even be able to easily play it. I at least got some slop and slurp up on somebody's stream.
10年前、その装置のデータは渋谷地震の時にな。ゆえに、アネモネ号の時は未完成。
俺やアキちゃんは人体。
最初からそう言っている。
あんたが
勘違いするな。その実験を。
あんたは
私のことをどこまで知っている？
あんたの父親が旅ストックの。
そうか。
Oh. Always like this guy's video.
ヒドゥンハンド。神の見えざる手、そしてカゴメカゴメ。どちらもイルミナティに関係
That's
し
the
た
casting of Frankenstein. I think that's
気
what it
づ
is.
いていたか。
The Illuminati.
200年以上も前に存在していた300人委員会のもとにある者たちだ。
Beneath the committee.
カゴメカゴメはダビデの星を暗喩するという。
The Star.
いやだってカゴメカゴメって日本の童謡だよ。
David. David's been mentioned.
200年以上も前と言ったぞ。 300人委員会もイルミナティ。日本は当時、見えざる支配者たちならば、当時黄金鏡と言われた。
じゃあ一斉にみんなのポケコンでカゴメか。
実験開始の合図というのが今のところの私の予想だ。
実験。
私たちは今地球規模で捏造されたプロパガンダと言い換えることもできる。より強力な今この瞬間、ありとあらゆるプロパガンダがリアルタイムで起きている。そうして情報操作による人為的パラダイムシフト。これまでの実験は全てこの日のためにあったと言っても、これはプロジェクトアトムの前兆だ。
情報を操作したからってどうなるわけ？お台場が崩壊したなんて情報は一日も。こんなことで何十億人も虐殺できると。
この数時間の世界規模の混乱は何が。
太陽嵐でしょ。これまでで最大規模なんだ。15年。
太陽嵐など来ていない。
はあ？だって NASA が
NASA は設立当初からマスコミについても論外だな。彼らこそ情報操作。
太陽嵐は。
だが今や世界中は太陽。これこそがプロパ。君も今まさにそれを巨大な柱から放たれた光、虹色に輝いた空、
When the news is
お
fake.
台場が崩壊したと騒ぎ立てているマスコミ。
I'll do a little trolling. And then calling out Fox News over here, dude.
我々はこうしてここで普通に話している。ポケコン
Under the
普通
committee.
に使うことができる。
捏造された。
お台場が崩壊したなど普通だが、ポケコンとイルオの普及がそのいかにも嘘くさい情報操作をあっさりと世界中にし、イルオは今やそこに崩壊したお台場の画像がアップロードされれば、イルオそれだけでその数の人間が信じれば現実は揺らぐ。捏造された情報は人間の歴史を見てみるといい。歴史は常に勝者が作ってきた。
ポケコンやイルオまで陰謀に組み。そんなのいくらなんでも飛躍しすぎでしょ。じゃあロボットブームもそういうプロパガンダなわけ。
そうだ。
Yes.
頑張れるというアニメのヒットもそれに続くロボットブー
Not
ムも
really.
不自然だとは思わな
I
かっ
love how this makes Akio look even more stupid. Like she's just fucking hook, line, and sinker for like committee slop.
た。ロボットアニメなどこれまで無数に作られてきた。それらと比べて頑張れるが、ロボットブームは頑張れるよりさらに二足歩行ロボットは所詮日本でだけ培う世界的にはニッチな研究分野なんだ。軍事への転用を最優先にしたロマンだけで企業が動くことはない。にもかかわらずこの数年裏で委員会が動いたと見るのが妥当だろう。莫大
300人委員会がロボット。
プロジェクトマルスの実現だよ。プロジェクトアトム成功後10億まで減った人類社会を維持するための二足歩行ロボットの技術向上といったところだ。
They do. We don't need people because we got robots to handle it.
奴らの目的、その X デーはこの数日で50億人が死ぬ。
Anything for a buck. It ain't wrong. So what is Argyle gonna do about all this? He doesn't have superpowers. Well, he has some of it, but I assume the rocket that's gonna get launched is important somehow. They've kind of talked about how suspicious it is and it hasn't been dealt with yet. Alright, that's him. We're getting his perspective.
なんでロボットなんだろうな。
It's kind of a shit father, man. Prideful guy. If only prideful fathers ever had any introspection, though. And really, he's just out in a little dinghy. This is his legacy. Jesus, dude. Oh, yeah? What, do they not handle everything here? No wonder it'd be good in that. They just left it for another fucking VM. I mean, I feel like they're gonna handle something here, but... It was one of the bigger emotional moments in this when he gets docked. You think it'd be covered for sure. Holy. Why did it have to be robots? And it looks like the army of robots is there.
なんだありゃ。
The end of the world.
プロジェクトアトムの最終目的は太陽に干渉して人為的に太陽嵐を起こすことだ。その方法は君島レポートに詳しく、太陽嵐が運んできた太陽の大気とプラズマは超高速のジェット噴流として地球の磁気、それによって生じる可能性があるのが磁気再結合現象。磁気圏、その地球磁気圏サブストームを人為的に起こす。それは太陽嵐の日ではない。極端な例えを
Does
す
the
るなら、
committee guarantee they'll
地
be
球が
safe? I
太
mean, I
陽
guess
フ
they've
レアで
got
直接炙られるようなものと考
plans.
えればいい。
They're just gonna try to save a particular million? I know they said it was like underground bases or something, but... Or is it just whichever billion survive is the one?
だが、その具体的方法については、君島公はその具体、いや、今から4ヶ月前、セルン、ヨーロッパ原子核共同研究機関、盗まれたのは極秘裏に開発され BHB、
A black
ブラック
hole
ホール
bomb.
爆弾の可能性がある。そのセルンって違う。だが設立当初からきな臭い噂はあった。300人委員会が裏で直接運営しているという情報は私の仲間がもたらしてくれたものだ。かつては
Sir.
タイムマシンも作ろうとしていたらしい。
Hey.
で、その BHB だが、一度爆発すれば、その場にミニブラックホールが形成され、周囲のあらゆる炸裂した瞬間のエネルギー量は核兵器の比ではない。人の手に負える代物ではない。神の領域に踏み込むもの。
それを爆発さ、でもそれじゃ磁気圏、
そうだ。地上で爆破させるだけなら、
せいぜいってあんた。
彼らが考えていることは、地上で使用するのではなく、宇宙で BHB を炸裂させようとしている。通称発火点と呼ばれる場所だ。それは太陽嵐と地球の磁気圏がぶつかる。そこで BHB が炸裂すれば、
Huh. I wonder how they're gonna shoot this bomb
地球の磁気圏に
out.
起きるのはほぼ間違いない。
Some kind of rocket? Maybe? The black hole, the black rocket, maybe? Fellas? We gotta get back to Kansas. Yeah, a really big slingshot. A really thousands of people on one end of a blow dart gun. Whoa, is this a Final Fantasy VII reference, bros? Whoa, it's meteor.
それは地球全体を襲い君島レポートにあった通り50億人を殺すだろう。地球にはモノポールが降り注ぐかもしれないな。
He knows
君の
about
家の
that too.
近所にある公園のように。その無数のモノポールは当然300人委員会によって管理され、それもプロジェクトアトムのシナリオ。今のこの混乱は全て
BHB を宇宙へ持っていくって。
This would give them the ability to do something about it. They could go back.
まさか TNSC で今。
察しがいいな。セノミアに裏切られるまで私も確信だが、彼らは BHB を種子島から打ち上げ。
Whoa. Ew. This shit's happening quick. Not in like a bad way, but the conspiracy is here.
ミサ、
It's always been here.
お前
Time for daddy to get smacked. Does she have a good reason for being a bitch? Is it mind control? Is she just in too deep? She lost it? I don't think there's a lot of good justification for attempted murder of 4 billion people. Where are the waifus? Where's the fan service? Where's the fat, funny, fucking weeb? Come on, man, come on. It's in the city where things are happening and it's exciting. I guess dad romance round, dude. The DILF fucking fan disc. Get this under. Oh, is he Andre? I'd be Subaru's dad. Is there any other dads in this shit? I guess you could bring back Kenny Shama, whatever his name is, from the grave. Oh, the dog, dude. Jesus. I guess you could have the Michi. He's the young stud. Michi route. Yeah, Kaido's dad being like a super faithful fucking family man with the flying plane as his thing, so he just looks like this Giga Chad. Then his wife just really doesn't give a fuck about the romantics. Like he's kind of like pretentious about his like station, makes it funny. Pretty good. You don't even hear from them at all. I think she says a few lines with voice. I don't know if you ever hear his dad talk yet, right?
What? どうしてお前が
動くな。動けば 殺す。
説明してくれないか。
He's like, damn, where did I fuck up?
知る必要はないわ。ロケット組み立ては終わっているの。
終わっ
あれを使わせてもらう。
一体
あのロケットはプロジェクトアトムの肝となる。
Dad, I'm gonna kill 4 billion people.
今後
Check this
発
shit.
射を妨害しようとする者を
ロケット、我が国の宇宙開発を血で塗りたくるつもりとは。
He's gonna wipe the country off the fucking map.
ミサキ、お前はこんなことをするよ。ロボットが好きでロケットの打ち上げなのに、父さんが誇りに思っているこの。
そうよ。
どうしてここが分かってるのかい、ミサキ。
分かっているわ。
Poor guy.
ここへ私がたまたまあなたの娘だったから恨みも何もない。
お前は
父さん、悪いけどしばらく安心して。殺しはしない。どうせ成功すれば50億人が死ぬ。
Excuse me, 5 billion.
その中に私。
ミサキ、やめろ、やめてくれ。ロケットは平和利用をしなければならないものなんだ。それが JAXA の精神なんだ。子供の頃から私を見てきたお前なら、だから頼む。ミサキ、聞いてくれ、頼む。
騒がないで。見苦しいから。
I'll be right back. Damn, she ripped out his fucking lunch. He seems like a bad person. But I mean, who knows with the mic control. I mean, if there's no coming back, then she's just a bad person. Be nice to see if them stick that, but I don't know. Like, just see how twisted they can make someone to show off their power, kind of. But I feel like she's gonna have like a Darth Vader moment. Priest 1.
ポイントベータに到達。これより制圧行動に入る。
了解。
Wizard.
ポイントアルファは制圧完了。雨は嫌い。感傷的になってダメね。あさっての天気予報は
あさって2月28日の屋久島・種子島地方の天気は晴れでしょう。降水確率は10。
天気予報はもっと嫌い。今そこに立っているの。
Her mind's being fucked. A skunk. Smell torture. I imagine him laughing with a smirk as he makes you suffer. Damn it. Possessed.
今日の時点で世界の主要なロケットはケープカナベラル、バイコヌール、ギアナ、シュセン、そして日本、多年宇宙開発の歴史上これまで一度としてなかった。
仕組まれたものだっていうの？
いやそうじゃない。むしろこれは全くのだが、この偶然に彼らはそもそもその5カ所で打ち上げられる予定のロケットにはどれだけ調査してもその痕跡はそこから推測した。彼らは5カ所のロケットのどれか一つ、5カ所のうちどれが本命なのかずっと絞り込めずにいたんだが、
We
今日の
be part of the like counter Illuminati.
本命は種子島だ。おそらく今 BHB はあの島にある。
JAXA の人たちまた打ち合い。
おそらく今頃
警察に連絡して。いや
無駄だ。
遅すぎたって。
今世界中で情報が遮断。この状況で種子島のロケット打ち上げを止め、在日米軍にしてもこの混乱だ。回線はつながらない。事実私も自衛隊の基地に直接かけてみたが全く相手にされなかった。現政権の防衛大臣とは何度か会ったことがあるから他に阻止する方法はあの島はここから羽田からチャーター機を飛ばすよう手配することはできるが連絡手段がない。
ミサ姉が瀬宮美咲が首謀者なの？
間違いない。
ミサ姉についてなんでミサ姉がこんな。それにさっきのミサ姉はあの雲みたいな大型ハグに乗ってたはず。あんたが撃った銃弾でもかすり傷一つ負わなかった。まるでなあ、あのミサ姉は
海上に現れた軌道エレベーターの幻影と同じだと。肉眼で見ることのできる AR アノテーションのようなものと具体的なことは君島レポートにも書いてあっただろう。おそらく君たちが聞いた瀬宮の言葉もあらかじめ。そしてスメラギに乗り。
なんでそんな面倒。
それは私も疑問。スメラギという機体は生身で装着できるものではない。あれは ハグを装着した人間がさらに神ナギと呼ばれる特別なハグを身につけ、神ナギは登場型ハグと分類している。全高は約5メートルになる。その神ナギが乗れるよう。
でもフィンガーなんちゃらシステム。
操縦は FOS で行うが、あくまで神ナギとワンセットで開発された。神ナギ装着者でなければ認識はされず、この会場でネットワークにつながっていたわけでもない。完全な他に可能性
Put my guy in it and then go fight.
現場スタッフの中にセノミヤの中にそいつがプログラムをいじって暴走するように。いずれにせよセノミヤがあれに乗ったと観客に見せつけたのはまるで何も知らなかったわ。
じゃあ実はとっくの昔に死んじゃってて、そんなことはないよね。
少なくとも私は3日前に社で、その時の彼女は
なんでそんなのわか
ハグの新しいボディースーツを試着してもらった。来た時には女性スタッフが同席して着せる。
だったらその本物のミサネは今どこにいるんだよ。
Jesus, buddy. You're blowing the mic out, relax.
可能性が高いのは
ミサネが300。
おそらくセノミヤはコマ。
落ち着け。
I want a space candy.
気づいたよ。
何？
あんたの言ってることはただの妄想の一言で全部片付けられ、何の証拠もない。あんたの言ってることこそ俺を惑わそうとしてるんだ。
Jesus is kind of an idiot.
洗脳とかプロパガンダとか。
I believed anything until they talked about my fucking childhood girlfriend crush.
旅ストック研究所の指示だったりするんじゃない？手だらめな話をして、そんな手には引っかかるもんかよ。あんたは300人委員会の側の人間だ。君島公也小郡みなみを殺した。ミサネをどうしたんだ？答えろよ。
確かに私の父ミゲール・サンタンブ、それだけではない。300人委員会の
He's a proper member, huh?
一人でも
やっぱり
だが、それはむしろ私は300人委員会に
デタラメを
そう思われても仕方がないのかもしれない。
Jesus, man. The obsession they have with the sister, I honestly, I don't know if it's justified enough. They're like, I mean, they almost seem brainwashed, man. Like, I get that, like, you could try to explain it, like, oh, you know, he's just extremely stressed. And, you know, she was a big part of his life, and her sister, and all that. But it's like, man, this chick's been out of their life for 7 years. There's so much evidence. He's been all in on the conspiracy shit. But, like, just because of her, man, he's, like, just busting, man. Like, everybody's like, fuck the 5 billion people. It's like, it's the fucking childhood crush. Like, it's almost a little too much. I think they usually nail the character stuff pretty well, but I think everybody's like absolute like manic obsession over her is, I think, maybe a little overtuned. Because it's not just him, it's the sister, it's the clerk, it's everybody on the island. I mean, I get she's like a celebrity, so to a certain extent they're going to compare against her. I get what they're going for, and I feel like the groundwork is there, but I just don't think emotionally I'm there with them, man. I don't know if it's quite to this level. I could understand if he was just like super mind broke, but like this dude's like getting aggressive. I mean, I know he always saw this guy as a bad guy, so I guess it makes sense, but...
そうだな。私の背中には父が放った資格に見るか。
やだね。そんなもの何の証拠にも。
それなら仕方ない。さっさと殺すといい。
なんだよ。バカにして。あんたを殺すことぐらい俺にだってできるさ。俺にだって。
育児が知らん君は。
くそ。
君が私を疑いたくなるのもわかる。私は300人委員会に近すぎたゆえに彼らに嫌悪感を抱くよ。もうでも私程度の力では彼らを潰すなど夢のまた夢ではない。それでもコツコツと続けていけば
This guy is interesting though. He also has a certain swagger to him. The kind of mystery, charisma, like kind of like a bad guy type of thing going on. This VA and shit.
こんな私に賛同し、共に戦ってくれるのは全員が300人委員会による恐るべき陰謀に。君は聞いたことがあるかどうかわからない。疾風陣雷のナイトハルトやダルザスーパーハッカーなど。
The Science Avengers. Oh god. This guy's gonna whip out the double guns. Our guy's gonna be on the computer. Reinhardt's gonna have the D-sword. The anti-committee, man. I like how he names them. I like how he fucking... He doesn't call them by their names. It's Lightning Fast, Neidhart, and Dash. It's actually interesting though that Dario would be that jacked in.
あんたさっきじゃあ知ってるんでしょ。ミサネを駒として使ってるのは誰なの？
Yeah. Yeah, Neidhart's funny. Lightning Fast Neidhart. The MMO player? The legendary MMO player? Let's go. And after all the tweets we've read and shit of him. The legendary Lolicon Obsessor? My god, the anti-committee is full of elite agents. Like, Jesus. Like, that's all you know from the tweets, man. This guy is essentially just bragging that he has, like, a hyper degen weave on his fucking team, dude. Like, it's purely for us, right? Like, I mean, what would this guy even know about these two other than, like, goofy tweets? Where he's talking about, like, 2D and versus 3D and shit.
ここまでの話を理解したなら、それが誰なのかはわかるはずだ。
もったいぶらなくていいからさ。一体そいつは誰なんだ？
わからないの。いる。幸せフォーミュラ、ヒドンハンド、種、エグゾスケルハウシ、プロパガンダ。2020年、すべては君島レポートとつながっている。
まさか。
プロジェクトアトムを立案し、君島こうだ。君島こうは生きている。
The great bait. Was he the head of the operation, or is he saying they're saying he's also like head of the committee? I assume just Project Autumn. And he's just listing out a bunch of shit that like links Mijima to it.
何が何だかわからない。
Okay, yeah. I was like, I don't think they would reveal that much about the committee in this. But they even name a single member. I mean, it's getting somewhere.
熱い友情来たこれ。これは薄い本のネタにできて、そんなわけあるか、そんなわけあるか。きな臭いにも程があるだろう。ん
Better have some place to hide, man.
フラン、誰か客が来たみたいだぜ。出た方がいい？ほら、鳴ってるぜ。出るのが友達。
インターホンカメラ表示。
表示いたしますね。
誰もいなくね。
Gotta break in. She took way too
ピン
long.
ポンダッシュは許さない。
友達なら、時には。
元気くんうるさい。
Shit. No, he's gonna name one of the companies Black Hole. The only song he listens to is Black Hole Sun. Nobody caught on. It was so obvious it made it even more hidden. Hidden in plain sight.
フラン、友達でも喧嘩するときはしていいんだぜ。でも、喧嘩の後は後腐れなくな。それでこそ。
ターゲット B を確保、拘束する。プリースト3、状況はプリースト3、プリースト4、そちらのどうした？見張りの2人が応答しない。
Michi run back on foot to kick some ass, bros? Well, it's always fun to make it seem more obviously connected with the names like that. Like, my god, it all makes sense. Kind of shit.
ターゲット B を起こせ。出るぞ。起きろ。
But yeah, probably not what you do if you're an actual Super Illuminati.
プリースト3、プリースト4、応答し。プリースト3、どうしたんだ？
呼んでも出ないと思いますよ。
Shit. You're messing with the Steins Gate character, bros. He's invincible. Doria, Doria, Doria!
下にいた2人なら一眠りしてもらいましたので。
Why would she come in and talk? I mean, I get they've covered that she's probably can kick some ass, especially being like a brawn relation and super fit. But I feel like the element of surprise would be kind of nice to have.
何者？
Whoa! She's just that good. She can play with her food. Ghettos. hope she executes all these dudes and then walks around with like quadra guns. She's good.
男の人が二人がかりで女の子に暴力振るうなんて最低ですよ。もう大丈夫です。強いでしょ。お父さん直伝の格闘術なんですよ。さて、ここからどう反撃したものか。
あえて言おう。苗様であると。
え
She's awoken the lesbian within.
君島公が生きているだって。ありえない。だって君島公が死んだのは俺の地元でニュースにもなったし、遺体だって警察
Wow,
が
they
調べ
found his remains. After all of this talk about fake deaths and information control, he's like, damn, I heard from the degree on Reddit something happened.
私もその証拠を得ているわけではない。だが、考えれば考えるほど
新聞に載ってた。君島公の
It was in the newspaper.
遺体が見つかった。アネモネ号事件の2週間後。アネモネ号。
さっきも言ったはずだ。アネモネ号事件は主導したのは
It's just like, yeah, blasting out back to back to back. Which works on a slower paced thing with more time to, you know, like be in, but needing to get all of this across in an exposition dump in an anime would be like an entire episode or two.
旅ストック研究所が生み落とした人々を洗脳、それが君島
放送を垂れ流す。あの男は10年近くも。
君は踊らされたんだ。
だってそんなの
I'd be getting annoyed at this kid too. He's fucking dumb as a rock.
めちゃくちゃじゃないか。つまりさ、俺が苦労して集めて世界中のみんなに警告。ハネモネ号事件は君そんなの信じたら俺おかしくな。ああ、だからさ、今までの話は全部あんたの妄想だって、そう言ってくれよ。頼むよ、言ってくれ。
I mean, either he's a part of it or not, he would die all the same. Better to know.
嘘でもいいから。
Maybe do something about it.
残念だが、全て真実だ。そもそも君島公が生きている可能性について今にして思えば、それを瀬宮が話したことで、そうして共に協力して瀬宮は私に託通りで3年近く探し続けて、私も十分滑稽だよ。君島公は実に効果的にそれにまんまと乗せられてしまった。責めているわけではない。沈黙の兵器が相手では、君島レポートもまた世界を騙す。君島公が無造作にばらまいた情報は今やその過程で肥大化し尾ひれがつき、噂話は憶測を呼び、何が真実なのかを曖昧にして情報の海の中に覆い隠してしまう。
Is this why he had it come out over time slowly? To like foster more like psycho conspiracy discussion? That would make more sense. I was wondering why he would do that. Not just have it all kind of come out. I mean, I guess you'd want to attract attention too. Having it all at once might not be enough.
そうして世界を騙し、人々の疑心暗鬼を徹底的に呼び覚まし、極限までその象徴がグランドオベリスクであり、お台場崩壊だった。実際、今日世界中で起きたとされる天災は
we're
何
deceived.
一つとして起きていない。太陽嵐も来ていない。起きたのはお台場で瀬宮美咲が操縦するハグが暴走したこと。お台場にいる人々がイルオに崩壊したお台場の世界各地の大都市で原因不明の無数のデマがネット上に出回っていること。一部でロボットの AI が乗っ取られ、去年のように反乱が起きている。
When were they real?
その規模は不明だ。あとはすべて情報に踊らされた世界中がたった一人。
何の目的で？
最初に言ったはずだ。この騒乱の目的はプロジェクトアトムの完遂だ。そのためには種子島から世界中の目をそらす必要がある。
たったそれだけのためにこんな大げ
The
さなこと。
Patriots.
その目論見はまんま。世界中の軍も警察もこの騒乱を鎮めることに手一杯だ。世界を滅亡させかねないロケットが在日米軍ならば沖縄から向かえば制圧は一瞬だろう。だがそれができない。今種子島のロケットの危険性について知っている。そして我々に取れる。
What about lightning fast Nightheart? Can't we send him out there, dude? He's lightning fast.
私のこの怪我だ。
あんた本当に？
少なくともだが心配しなくていい。頼りになる連中だ。残り時間は少ないが伝えることさえできれば。君は自分のしたことについてあまり。君島公はもし君が奴の策略に引っかからなかったとした。
でも君島公はミサ姉だってそれを知ってて君島公に味方した。
Nobody could have planned for that level of degeneracy. That's the thing. A rational mind, a logical mind needed to carry out these plans. They could never understand that kind of degeneracy. They could never plan for it. That's why he's the Earth's strongest soldier, dude. Takumi.
種子島に帰らなくちゃ。
だがその方法は
わからないけどさ。
I'll just run.
今あのロケット発射を俺が悔しい。そうだよ。悔しいんだ。だから
He's pissed. My man wearing... What in the hell's my guy wearing, dude? Gamer gear, dude. He's kinda embarrassed, man. Yeah, maybe he is a Chad. Look at that fucking chiseled chin. Yeah, this is some Tim Goodman shit.
そうしないと気が済まない。気に食わない。
The foreshadowing, yeah. You gotta have fighting with big robots, or at least some kind of slaughter.
やられたままで泣き寝入りなんてできないし。
Are they gonna whip out Mark 1 somehow? Is it gonna be like secretly fully built and they're gonna walk in there and punch it?
君 君島公が敵だろうが味方。ミサ姉の真意もどうでもいい。勝負を仕掛けられた。こっちを騙して知らないうちにその売られた勝負。
Okay, but what is he gonna do? At least everybody else had like delusions and shit. And D swords. You know, and Takumi had his big fucking moment. I mean, Okabe probably just shits his pants and just somehow the fucking VN ends. What's he going to do? Yeah, he's gonna slow-mo for fucking like 5 hours. He's gonna walk up to them and challenge them to kill Balin.
俺はどんな手を使ってでも島に戻る。
もし島に戻る、それを持っていけ。
電磁波照射装置。
それ単体では役に立たない。スロットにだが、もし使えるようになれば相手も見るんだ。電磁波をぶつければ何らかの幻覚を
Force them to see your illusions. You could force them to fight him and kill Balin. You just got a delusion. The will to be kill Balin.
有効活用し
He's not taking the gun.
返すよ。俺のゲーム。
そうか。もし種子島に無事に戻るコードネーム S ブラウンによろしく伝え
S. Braun. No shoot with them.
エスブラウン。
要は私は知らない。仲間の一人だが、オンラインだけの月。君とも面識が。
一応覚えとくよ。
S. Braun. Yes, the mysterious Braun code name. Okay, well, he's just gonna walk back. He's got 2 days. Michi's got a fucking Camaro or something. A helicopter. A jet. Yeah, I mean, they're not all exactly the same thing, but they all have to do with perceptions and misinformation and or delusions and shit. I guess. But yeah, I guess not Steins Gate. Yeah, in CC, it's just a hard connection there. Was the idea in this that the silent weapons just mess with like stimulation in the brain or whatever the fuck to make you think you're seeing something? But it's not like a real boot type of thing, that kind of delusion. Or is that just how Noah kind of worked anyways? Whereas I feel like in Chaos Head, wasn't it? I mean, the delusions were more palpable. There's more serious shit going on with them. For consequence, this just feels like it's smoke and mirrors, right? I guess it's only the Gigalomaniacs where delusions have any value beyond just being like misinformation. And they just gave up on the Gigalomaniacs. It was more just about information control. Clearly, they're not too worried about the Gigalomaniacs. They're just going to shoot a bomb and just put the rest of the world in chaos. They just went with a more simple approach. Big bombs. Don't need all this crazy real booting bullshit. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's one of the interesting things about the committee. Is it's like, you know, they got like time travel, sort of. They got real booting, but they just don't need it. Where each of those things seems like a game changer, but like they just got so many options, which is why it makes for an interesting series, because you could just keep bringing up more shit and explain how all of these things are important. They're just so big.
あきちゃん、起きてる？あきちゃん？
Does he really have time for this shit?
まあまあ。
カイ、ごめん、今は出て
なんで？
顔ぐしゃぐしゃ、あんまり。
あきちゃんの気持ちはミサ姉のことが大好きだ。そのミサ姉にさ、仲間と一緒に頑張って作ったろ。でもそこで立ち止まっ、こういう時いつものあきちゃんなら頑張れる。
うちは全然ちっとも前向きなんかじゃない。泣きたい時ぐらいしょっちゅうあるし、お姉ちゃんに毎日電話かけたかったけど嫌われてるんじゃない。お姉ちゃんに会いに行くことだっていくらでもできた。怖かったの、怖かったんだよ。ねえカイ、うちね、お姉ちゃんが島から出ていくとき、あんたは所詮平凡なやつだ。うちなんかお姉ちゃんにとってみれば出来の悪い鬱陶しい妹でしかないんだってずっとお見えた。うち東京なんかに来なければよかった。
Okay, that's great, but you need to get in the car or stay.
ロボット
My man's got
作
shit
らな
to
けれ
do.
ばよかった。お姉ちゃんに夢なんて。
あきちゃんはもう一度ミサ姉に会って。
もうあったってどうせもう疲れちゃった。しばらく。
だったらお望み通りここで俺はあきちゃんに付き合うつもりはないけどね。ちょっとがっかりしたよ。
カイ、そんなこと言わないでよ。
Keep telling her, man.
俺は何としても島に戻る。
島に戻って。
ミサ姉は今種がもう一度ミサ姉に会う。それじゃ
See ya. See ya, bitch. I'm out. Yeah, really, every fucking second. The airport. Does he really think he's gonna get a plane, man? In this economy, they're gonna fucking chart him a plane? Does he have a fucking personal plane they can use?
一番わかりやすいルートで行こう。
カイ、待って。
Don't slow him down.
ねえ待ってよ。一人で
Fuck off
ど
of
う
me.
やって島に戻るの？
とりあえず羽田まで行く。あと歩けば3時間ぐらいあればたどり。
でも
もしかしたら突然鹿児島じゃなくてもいい。とにかく何としてでも アキちゃんも読んだでしょ、君島レポート。あそこに書かれてた。ミサ姉は今まさに TNSC のロケットを悪いことに使っそしてそれを知ってるのは、だから俺は
Well,
島に
there's one other guy, but I guess.
カイはお姉ちゃんの好きなの。
あ、好きだったよ、以前まで。でもそれは理由じゃない。世界を救うためとか、もっとストイック。俺はミサ姉との勝負に蹴り。勝負なんだよ、これは。初戦は俺の負けだった。ここまでコケにされたらさ、黙ってられないでしょ。
He's gaming.
勝ち逃げなんて許さない。50億人を殺す前に、もうそこで勝てば俺が全一だ。アキちゃんほどミサ姉にやられっぱなしで。ミサ姉よ、人類史上最悪のギャン。
50億人多すぎるよ。
That is too much. How many billions would be not too much for you? 1 billion would be okay.
うちらみたいなのが背負えるもの
Yeah,
じゃない。
4 billion would be an acceptable kind of number for her. I mean, she's obsessed with her sister enough. I assume she has an amount of kills that should forgive her for.
ねえカイが一人で頑張ってもどうにもならない。もうやめよう。安全になるまでここでじっとしてようよ。
Michi. Based Michi time. Or is this gonna be his? It's gonna be fucking Dash. The Avengers.
すいません、羽田空港まで乗せてってくれませんか。
なんだ、もしかしてヤシオと瀬宮妹か。
Michi.
いいかお前ら、先生はな、車で猛スピードを出すとまっすぐ走れない。
ミッチー。
おじきを呼んでこい。島に戻るぜ。
Nice. He already knows everything.
しっかり捕まってろよ。
Holy. Is this the most space CG in the game, dude? Now this is peak shit right here. Straight up fucking Looney Tunes shit, man. Fucking madman CG. His uncle's just like fucking just squished into the fucking window. This is peak Michi. Michi Unleashed. Former day driver.
ぶつかる。
Dude, he's good. Trust.
緊急事態だ。構えやしねえよ。
How does he know everything? I mean, he's just going all out.
ボイボイじゃん。
He's the only one who's really serious about this. Fuck traffic laws.
むちゃくちゃすぎるよ。
It's fucking.
抜群じゃ
He's
な
back to
いや、なんで楽しんでるんですか。
気持ち悪
When
い。
did Michi practice so much? I mean, I guess he does drive around a lot. With his lightning, whatever the fuck. They've set it up. Yeah, this is Hall Outer Axis shit.
何言ってんだ。先生はちゃんと法定速度守ってるぞ。
中華
羽田じゃん。
羽田なら逆方。
どうせ羽田に行ったって飛行機は。ちなみに東京には羽田と成田飛行場が2つしかないと思ってねえか。
Yes.
そんなことはねえんだぜ。俺向かってんのはな、調布だよ、調布。
調布。
東京住んでる人でもほとんど知らねえんじゃないか。
Is it like small
ちょっとミッチー
planes?
さ。
するさ。ちなみにその空港に隣接してる施設だ。JAXA 調布航空宇宙センターってんだ。これも豆知識。
How much does Michi know, dude? How in the know is this motherfucker? Yes. March of Michi music.
こちら。
これは種子島で運行しとるのと同型機じゃの。
Michi already set
ヤシオ
this
さん
up.
わざわざすいません。
いや、待て待て待て。父さん、なんでここにいるの？
What the? Holy beast. Well, that's peak. His fucking daddy's here. The one true pilot, wife guy, family man. Oto-san.
っていうかミッチー、どういうことさ。何がどうなってるんだよ。
天王寺さんっていたろ、JAXA の。
ナエさんが何なの？
東京に出発する1週間くらい前にな、急に俺とヤシオの親父さんが
Okay. Thank
呼び出されたんだよ。
We found out she's with the resistance
近
here.
々テロが起きる可能性があるってな。
That's why everybody knows stuff.
で、俺にはもしも東京で何か起きた、ヤシオの親父さんには東京でテロが起きたら調布空港まで
Yes,
飛
dude,
行
the
機に乗っ
family
てくれって
man.
頼んでた。上に話は通ってるとも言ってた。
じゃあ父さんは昼間に太陽嵐騒動が起きてからここまで飛んできたの？
What a hero.
なんて無茶を。
細かい話は後だ。もう準備はできてる。
アキちゃん、
本当に島にうち
Jesus, snap out of it.
お姉ちゃんにま
Just
た
toss her in the cargo section.
アキちゃんは会わなくても別に。
悔い。
でも東京に一人で残る。とりあえず島まで一緒に行こう。
かごめかごめ
So you're coming with us for midday real?
かごの中の鳥はいついつ
How did she know to be here?
る
Who all did she meet up with recently? Our guy and who else? Wasn't there somebody else who talked to her? I don't remember who.
夜明けのつると亀がすべった
ありゃ、宇宙が丘公園の幽霊じゃねえか。
あの子って。
後ろの正面誰
True. Illusion. Whose eyes and all that. Whoa. Gun.
本物の銃。雪船入り。
You could just be connected to your Pokecom somehow.
無駄なことをしようとしているね。君たちをどうしても行きたいというなら、私を引き殺してから行くといい。もちろん、引けば肉は裂け、骨は砕け、内臓は潰れ、血が流れ出す。その覚悟が。
あんたは。
ヤシオ。イルオであの子を見てみろ。
え？
Whoa. The Spectre himself.
あの男は。
I'm surprised if he's actually there. Oh, I guess he could have uploaded himself too.
まさか。君島こう。
計画はすでに9割が完了しているんだ。
ポケコンから声が。
That would explain why his body's gone.
車に制動距離というものがあるように急に止め。だから沢田君や君たちがどれだ。君たちでは何より10年以上を費やし計画にとってイレギュラーなよ。君たちの出番はもうないんだ。退場したのに勝手にまた舞台に上がってきてもらっては困るんだよ。もし君が僕らの邪魔をするというなら、例えばこの雪船愛理を死に追いやることになる。
やめろ。
This is where the dad needs to come out with his classic like horse sport hunting rifle he's been keeping around, the Chekhov's gun or something. And pops him. Well, I guess this guy's in the computer. You could just shoot her, whatever, man. Maybe you'd shoot the gun out of her hand. He's that good.
愛理と同じただの
AI といえば AI なのかもしれない。ただ愛理とはデータ量が違う。僕の記憶や人格をデータに置き換えて、記憶のデータ化はアメリカのとある大学の研究で実際に行う。それを応用させて、いわば僕はネットワーク上に記憶ごと移植された人格。これにより疑似的にではあるけど、本来であればもっとじっくりと研究し、瀬宮美咲に殺されてしまうというアクシデントに見舞われ。
Reference. Is he talking about like where what's her face is at? Carissa? I mean, I guess she's working in America, right? I guess that might be different though. And she was interested in certain kinds of tech. But... Oh, the Steins Gate Zero stuff. That's right.
故に僕は死の直前に仮移植していた不完全。 おかげで生前ほどの力を出し切れず、計画の実行にも10年を要してしまった。本来プロジェクトアトムは、
ミサ姉があんた。
彼女は実に勇敢で、あの日僕が行っていた貴重な実験を。
姉もネゴ。
そうだ、電磁波照射により人間の集団に一斉に幻覚を見せることは可能かどうかを実証する実験だ。その日の実験では電磁波を限界まで強めてみて、本来アネモネ号に乗り合わせた。
なん。
そうだな。あと10分もそれをちょうど僕の家を訪ねてきた。だがやめろと言われてやめるバカもいない。当然のように拒否したら。
Man.
殺させない。アキもカイも殺させない。殺させるもんか。殺させ。死んだ。私。
Look, I wouldn't feel too bad about killing him.
私は
This dude is clearly comically evil. It's one of those where you probably get a pretty free pass, man.
おかげで僕の頭はスイカを落としたように粉々になってしまった。
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty raw, probably killing somebody. I mean, regardless. The emotions involved. Visceral would be... There's more going on than just morality there, but...
まったくひどいことをしてくれる。だから僕は
And how
そ
violent
れ
it
から
is,
1ヶ月ぐら
probably.
いした頃
She did it
に
with her bare
美
hands.
咲の元に現れてあげたんだ。あとは簡単だった。彼女の罪の意識をえぐってやったら
He's mind
すぐに
controller.
それ以来僕のために働いてもらっている。全世界生中継の中で死ねと言え。つまりこういうことだ。美咲は君たちを助けたがためにもうかつての背宮、彼女は罪を背負った。僕という人間を殺したその瞬間に、それとも君たちがあえて
Like, I can understand her being traumatized, but I definitely wouldn't
世界を救うために
be feeling like guilt. Like, but I guess because he's in the net bothering her all the time, it's probably just wears her down mentally. Assuming she somehow didn't feel any, like, moral guilt.
それはとても立派だけどね。おそらくそうなれば今度は僕、お姉さんを殺したという。やがて世界を救った英雄は世界を滅ぼ。僕には時間はいくらでもあるから。どうする？美咲と殺し合うために。ちなみに美咲は昼間君たちのロボットを破壊したスメラギ2番機で武装しているよ。
Yeah, if he was constantly wearing her down for sure.
次は君たちを本気で殺しに行くよう指示しておくとしよう。
俺はアキちゃん。
君島さん、うちのお姉ちゃんは。
アキちゃん。
面白い質問をするね。好きなんじゃないかな。美咲はたまにキルバラと
お姉ちゃんはうちにとってロボットは仲間とのうちらの命令にあの子たちをうちらがきちんと指示してあげないと
Lucky,
一人で歩く
just
ことさえでき
babbling
ない
out
の。
here. My guy's like, what the fuck are you?
あんなに大きいのに
What are you talking
でも
about?
しっかり向き合えば向き合うほど
He mentally assaults people through the net. She mentally assaults him through just babbling about feelings and romance. He can't understand it. He's being assaulted, distracted.
ただの機械の塊なのに日本人はね、ロボットをすぐどんなものにでも魂が宿るっていう価値観のガンツク1もガンツク2も うちに。それなのにお姉ちゃんはロボットのことがどんな気分だったの？悲しかったかな。うちはお姉ちゃんにそんなことをさせるよう仕向けた。
許さないのは結構だけど、それでどうするんだい？君たさっきも言ったけど、それに彼女には10人ほどの仲間もいる。彼らは
Well, 4 of those are already dead, or knocked out. They should just be killed.
悪のロボットを正義のロボットだって昔からずっと決まってる。
It was really funny. She just got shot, and then the credits rolled. After this display, just fucking.
うちらにはお姉ちゃんが設計したとっておきの巨
Okay,
大な
they
も
are
のがある
gonna
んだ
bring
から。
in Mark 1. Somebody call the doc. Get that shit online. And attach the pile drivers. They did set up the pile drivers. I wonder if it's gonna have pile drivers.
知らないかもしれないから、巨大二足歩行ロボットを何十回も何百回も世界滅亡の危機を救ってきてるんだ。だから今回もうちらの作ったロボ、うちらの夢が詰まったロボ、あなたたちの悪いロボット、あなたを倒してお姉ちゃんを倒して世界を救ってやるんだ。300人委員会もハミストック研究所もプロジェクトアトムも君島港も全部クソったれだ。お姉ちゃんなんてクソくらいだ。
This is when she gets shot. This is over.
完璧超人のお姉ちゃんになって負けるもんか。正義は絶対に勝つんだ。勝ってうちらがお姉ちゃんを助けるんだ。
Jimmy was just like, okay. Moving anyway.
だから今回もロボットが世界を救う。
Well, who's fucking broadcasting this
う
shit?
ちらの作ったロボがうちらの夢が詰まったロボ、あなたたちの悪いロボットを倒して、あなたを倒して、お姉ちゃんを倒して。
I love how the CG, the background's on his PDA too. Who fucking put in the special effects behind her, man, on this live broadcast?
世界を救ってやるんだ。
She's got fucking like power aura. That's just her actual aura. Her delusional pressure.
夢が詰まったロボット、正義のロボットが
Is he gonna get it ready?
救う。
Based one. He's looking at him. His buddy. Bring back Mr. Pleiades, former day, handicapped.
ちゃんと自分で責任を持って、それと絶対に途中で投げ出すな。まあ頭のいいスバルならそんなのすぐ。
僕は
His dad got his first thing. Well, he's not giving up halfway through. His dad should be a better person. He's fucking hypocritical. Fuck.
僕はそれでも
どこへ行く？
部活へ行ってくる。
気づいたんだよ。僕はロボットを作るのが今までずっとその気持ちと向き合うのを避けてきた。
Base time.
いつもそれはいけないことだって。でもやっぱり僕は子供の頃からずっと好きなんだ。この気持ちを大切にしたいんだ。
それでまた大怪我をしたらどうする。しかもこんな時にお前は親の気持ちを
父さんが心配してくれてるのは嬉しいよ。それを裏切ってきた自分も。でも今じゃないとダメなんだ。今僕が仲間にできることがある。もう悔いを残したくない。自分で責任を持って最後まで組み立てたいから。絶対に途中で投げ出したくない。これが僕の夢だから。だからごめん、僕行かないと。
Yeah, really fishing. How's he gonna fish with a fucking broken leg, too, man? He gonna be fucking swimming much.
勝手にしろ。
He respects the determination, and clearly he's been thinking. Too bad that he kind of, you know, I feel like if he was more supportive of his kid, he probably never got hurt. Been there with him. Juna.
大徳先輩、
私でもなんだか
僕も
1号機くんごめんなさい。私本当にごめんなさい。
7 points. It's just not as good as Yuna. It's just the facts, man. There's not enough pussy and ass, man. I mean, how could it be a good VN without 2 tons of pussy and ass?
私のせいでロボ部は終わっちゃったけど、でもそんなの嫌だった。どうしても嫌だったの。私がね、日高くんに怪我をさせた。でも私は入れなくてもアキホちゃんと、いやそれを違う。私もみんなとまた一緒にロボット作りたいの。
先輩、
こんなことでどうせ役立た。それでももう一度みんなのおかげでできた新しいこの夢、お願い。勝手な言い分だ。許して。私にもお願いします。
では
I don't think he ever blamed you in the first place, Juna. he wouldn't get it.
何しろ
We live in a
片足が折れてますん
society.
でね。自分で顔を上げて大徳先輩には、僕はこの足ですから、代わりに先輩に。それで
日高、ありがとう。
先輩女子を土下座させ奴隷となることを強要する。性的な意味でそれなんてエロゲ。
誰だ。
これからメガネのことを鬼畜メガネと呼ぶ。
They're all in their school outfits.
誰が鬼畜メガネだ。
I spit. Yeah, that's probably part of the ratings. Is Steins Gate is like one of like the entry VNs, so you go and read something else in the series, and it's like a different pace. So you retch because it's not exactly what you're after, or you can't accept anything outside like a very narrow viewpoint, and then it just gets like lower scores because of that. Where on its own, it's a very clean, well-written, well-paced character conspiracy thing.
大徳先輩、ほら、早く立ってください。変な誤解をされちゃうでしょうが。
Like I get like maybe there might not be any like earth-rending moments in this one, but I think it's always like extremely quality, very just consistent bar of quality the whole way through. It's just kind of one of those, right? Which is very clean. It's a shame people don't respect that. It probably is the Steins Gate thing. We'll see. I still gotta read through it myself. I also wonder how many people played the normal version versus Elite. I definitely think you get a little bit more probably out of the more polished presentation in this.
大丈夫ですか？すみません。
I assume most of the script's the same though. I'd have to get Riggs to tell us that.
スバル君とジュンナちゃん、それにコナちゃん。
元じゃありません。
Oh, this is the only English version. I didn't know that. Okay. Well, then it's probably, yeah, VNDB. Japanese only is going to be a pretty small group, even in VNDB. If it was a more global community, I think maybe then it'd be worth thinking about. But they cut some stuff and fleshed out some other stuff. Okay, that's probably good. I mean, I felt like the pace has been clean. Clean enough where I can actually see there being a second pass through to clean up certain elements. Feels pretty polished.
諸君、私は戦争が好きだ。だが部長先輩のなかなか。
だったら皆さんやることは一つのはず。
おう、揃ってんな。
Based Gramps.
始めるぜ。これから24時間が勝負だ。失睡もしてる余裕。
藤田さんロックですね。
いいや。ロックなのは秋をさ。
Turn on the music. Did he bring his rock music?
ありゃ大した玉だよ。
Balls of steel. Let's hope she didn't just get shot and is actually going to show up. And what the hell happened? I don't know if that song was the proper song choice there. I mean, I do know that is their like kind of classic song, but I think that was the one moment in this where I'm like, alright, they probably could have had a different song for the Everyone's Here moment. Great Ace Attorney. 1 case 5. What was case 5? Was that the one with the blonde pretty boy guy? Where they get into the gun shop thing and all the other bullshit. Yeah, I think that's what's unique about it. That's kind of what I was talking about yesterday, is I feel like it's very intentional, this looking at the world from far away, how detached you are, then how easy it is to get manipulated. that you're discovering something big, but in your small town. Because I mean, imagine in your life, right? Like, oh, I'm just hanging out in my house, and then all of a sudden I come across a giga conspiracy. Would be crazy, right? And I feel like they capture that while still, you know, not just having him just sit in a shipping container, which I mean, I really liked in Chaos, but they don't want to do it again by having it be more like small island. I mean, it still gets huge scale, and they start showing up to all these places. I think they do a good job of setting everything up and not making it feel like extremely contrived that this small town somehow ends up the epicenter of like the end of the world, which I think is something that should be respected for. I can't tell you how many stories I've read that so much shit is just arbitrarily like just super contrived. Like, you know, they set up that Michi's like a good driver, they set up like, you know, all sorts of little details like that, right? On top of the conspiracies and why it's on the island and all this and that and shit. So. And I feel like since it's trying to go for like a very like cool like slice of life thing, having that like kind of like chill island vibe is kind of important too. Yeah, he's like rural, man. I mean, he's like a country bumpkin. Which I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, some rural people are some of the biggest conspiracy theorists, but more that he has like a peaceful, idyllic life about where nothing really big happens per se. Except there's one bit of trauma. It's another take on the conspiracy thing that the series gets into, right? Like Takami's full fucking schizo, like social anxiety withdrawn from the world kind of shit. Where CC is like murder, conspiracy, like internet kind of board visitor, kind of like shit poster kind of conspiracy stuff. Or this is like kind of rural, not detached, but like, you know, not in the epicenter of like love kind of conspiracy. Yeah, it's cool. It's a little bit of a mix. I don't know with Steins Gate. I guess that's somebody who's literally obsessed with conspiracies, but actually ends up in a conspiracy kind of take on it. No, I mean, I think that's what's interesting about it, yeah. I mean, as far as the slice of life and the character drama goes, it's very, like, well-paced, and... Like, I mean, look here, they're bringing back in... Orc 1, they're bringing back in her dream, they're bringing back in the character stuff to, like, cinch the big finale, right? I mean, the finale of some of these science adventures is not always the best. So that this one at least sets most things up and feels like, you know, can have a natural extension of the rest of the slice of life plot and still kind of have it end in like a saving the world situation. I mean, we'll see if it gets goofy. You gotta respect that. Yeah, like I said, I've never been bored by it. Like, even if it's not always like earth-rending, it's very just consistently quality entertaining.
つまり君たちは自分たちの手でお姉さんを殺してやると。なかなか素直だね。世の中には本音を隠して適当な建前を言う人間ばかりだからね。でもそうか。世界を救うために親しい人をあえて殺す道、勇敢ではあるが、君たちは本当に
And I think purely because they do have so many like small moments and build up, your big tense moments, like when the robot falls on him at the same time as when she falls off the cliff and shit, end up being a lot more like tense and nerve-wracking than they'd be if it was just common, right? It's kind of why I feel like Crossbell and stuff like that when they like just lightly raise the heat, end up being like really strong because they've built up everything from the ground up in small scale and shit. I mean, then they overdo it, but you know. Like, I think the moment where all, like, in I guess Crossbow 2, where all the nations come together in their city and shit to have, like, the meeting is, like, super duper interesting and really cool. Because you're so used to the scale of the city that feels like a larger than life event. But, like in reality, like, if something big happened here, you know, it's kind of like this, right? You know, that contrast wouldn't exist if it was just constant, we're throwing galaxies at each other type of shit. So it's a particular feel, and I feel like if you just shit and piss because it's not immediately super crazy or nuts, but it's not like the stuff that's small is like uninteresting. Maybe. I mean, it's just people who probably aren't into this slice of. But I mean, isn't Steins Gate supposed to be like slice of life for like a lot of it? I mean, in the anime, isn't it like 9 episodes before they get shot in the head even? it's pretty deep in. I mean, I don't know what people would be bitching about there. Maybe this just takes it to another level. I mean, this definitely comes across more of a sports anime for like a lot of its runtime. But I mean, they get into the conspiracies and stuff like that, and usually don't let up. Like, it's like at least every now and then they'll bring it up, and then they have Frau to give you a little bit more of that high concept kind of drama. And then once you got to her route, I mean, it pretty much never lets up in terms of that kind of content. I like how they make him like more bright. Looks more ghostly.
入りを話せ。
無関係。いい、今の今まで。そして今は。
やめて。
君たちが選んだ残酷な君たちが世界を救おう。
やめろ。
だから僕はこの君たちが種子島に来て、それをしっかりと理解してもらうためにもね、君たちも見届けるんだ。君たちが見捨てた命の最後。
よせ。
せっかく10年ぶりに目覚めた。恨むなら世界の救世主にさようなら。
よせ。ボイちゃん。
What the? He's good. I can't say I expected the fucking parrot to be the savior, dude.
でかしたぞ太郎。
おじきのインコが。
Parakeet, dude. Beast. That's gotta be embarrassing for the AI guy. What does he train this bird for? I mean, he probably grabs like women's undergarments from like the clothesline with him. So, I mean, it's not too much of an ask to grab a gun. He's still got the gun.
父さん、出して。
We're not gonna hear a line from his dad. Was it his plan from the start, or was beating her online in front of her gonna be his plan? Like a dumbass. Letting dads talk. Beast. I'm proud of you, son. You make me so proud, Fox. I mean, Kai. I imagine this guy's sunglasses. He's just James McLeod. If we actually saw him. Sunglasses at night, flying his plane. Whoa. How much is left from here? Pretty late, I gotta say. Okay, but like, how much is left though? I want to have a discussion at the end and all that. Oh, I'm gonna be playing tired though. That's not a good way to enjoy it. I assume a good chunk still, but possibly with the clean pace of this, it wouldn't be like insane. I think it might just be clean to wrap it up tomorrow, shoot the shit, and then jump into Lionsgate, really. I mean, trust me, I kind of want to just crank through the rest, but I'm on a sleep schedule I'm okay with. This is probably the best moment. I might have napped a bit today, but I mean, I'm probably gonna be tired pretty soon, so. It's 3 hours of Kino. I think we'll try to finish tomorrow. Oh, we got some more swords tomorrow. Well, I mean, if I actually start when I wake up, I mean, we'll probably be able to finish. We'll see. Maybe I'll Steins Gate and then finish this that night. Well, cool. Good stuff. It was neat learning all the conspiracy. Getting some character moments finalized. Kind of pull back stuff they did in the beginning to use later on. Would you consider Mark 1 a Chekhov's gun? In a way. Cool though, yeah. Excited to see where it's going. Like I said, I don't fully get into the sister drama there. I mean, I get what's going on. It's not like confusing. It's just like maybe that's not going to be the emotional anchor for me. It's definitely going to be their own personal stuff. More so the other friends and people building the robot. And then obviously the conspiracy and all that. Good stuff though. Yeah, it's very polished.